Good morning everyone. Hello, welcome to our all-age worship for 10 or 15 minutes now. Good to see you. What's your memory like? What's your memory like? Mine is terrible. I'm always putting things down and losing them. The other day I lost my house keys for about 3 or 4 hours, and I discovered them. There's a bowl where I meant to put the keys, and I discovered them in that bowl. I never put them there, and I'd forgotten I put them there. Embarrassing as that. I'm always losing stuff. Ask my family, ask them in soon. They will go. Now, what's your memory like? In our story today, in Genesis, someone's going to forget all about Joseph, who is, well, have you forgotten about Joseph? Do we need to remind ourselves? Let's put ourselves here. Joseph is in jail. We're in Egypt. There's the pyramids. There we go. There we are. And Joseph is in jail. Here is Pharaoh's jail. That's because, where are we? Here is Potiphar and his wife. There's Mrs. Potiphar. She is a bad one. She is. She started. There you go. She's collapsed. It's the guilt of chasing Joseph and saying, Joseph, give me a kiss. And he said, she said, oh, it was Joseph who was chasing me, and it wasn't. She was the bad one. But anyway, Potiphar sent Joseph to jail. Joseph, get out of my sight. Get to jail. So here is Pharaoh's jail. Perhaps it's in the dungeon under Pharaoh's palace, but there we go. There is Joseph. Oh, better shut the jail door, Joseph, because you're in jail. You can't get out. There we go. Joseph is in jail. Joseph is forgotten in jail. Okay, he's there for a long time, but God's not forgotten him, as we'll see. Let's see what happens next. Genesis 40, verse 1 says, sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry with the two of his officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard. Okay, there we go. It's in his house, not the Pharaoh's house, but we're going to assume it's close by for the sake of Playmobil. But they was put them in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, who attended them. After they'd been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who had been held in prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. Okay, so let's recreate that with the wonders of Playmobil. Okay, so there's Joseph in jail. Suddenly the door is opened and two people are shoved in. They are the servants of Pharaoh. Oh, where's Pharaoh gone? Pharaoh. Oh, look. Pharaoh. They're the wonders of Playmobil on eBay. We've got Pharaoh now. So there's Pharaoh. We're assuming Pharaoh is in his throne up above there. And he's got two servants. I know it's the house of the Potiphar, but anyway, for Playmobil, he's up here on his throne up there. Okay. And he has two servants. He has a cupbearer. There's the cupbearer. And he has a baker. Good name. But bad bloke, because he's offended the king. So let's have Joseph. Have Joseph there. Okay, there's Joseph. So what do they have to do? This cupbearer, he's got a cup. Do you see that? That's so he has to check whether the cup is poisoned, whether the wine is poisoned. Because Pharaoh doesn't want to drink poison, so he gets somebody else to drink it. And if it's poisoned, he'll die. And not Pharaoh. But anyway, he's done something wrong and he's in prison. I don't know what he's done. But that's and this one, fine name, Baker. Looks a bit like me. There he is, the baker, and his job is to bake bread. And the trouble is, both have lost their jobs. I don't know what he's done. Well, I don't know what he's done. But anyway, they're in prison, so they've done something bad enough to get thrown into prison. Like Joseph, they might get executed. And they're forgotten for a long time. They're forgotten. Now, this is one night actually. They had a dream. Now, this is funny because Joseph is a dreamer. Do you remember he had some dreams? This is how he got into this position in the first place. He had a dream that him and all his brothers were like sheaths of corn and they bow down to him, or that him and his brothers were like stars and the moon and they all bowed down to him, his star, and that's what got them angry and shoved him off to Egypt in the first place. Well, his dreams had meanings. Perhaps these do too. So let's carry on with the reading. Verse 6. I'm in the wrong chapter. It helps if I read the right chapter. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's official, who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered. but there was no one who to interpret them, to tell them us what they mean. Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." Well done, Joseph. Well done. Joseph has obviously spent a lot of time in prison praying and getting to know God, because now he knows these dreams, they must have a meaning and God can give them. So he's trusting God. I don't know whether he was before, but after all this time in prison, he is definitely trusting God now. So well done, Joseph. So let's go back to the dreams. Here we go. So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. So we're going to recreate the dream. Just move Joseph out the way and Baker out the way and prison and Pharaoh out the way. We're just going to have a dream here. Here we go. We're going to have a dream. So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said, "In my dream, I saw a vine in front of me." So there's a vine. Oh, it's a dream. Hang on, I've got to make it into a dream. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, sorry, cupbearer. Oh dear. It's a dream now. That's the cloud, fluffy. You know, like these were dreams. Okay, this is a dream now. This is his dream. I try my best. I really do. So here's his dream. He dreams of a vine. There is a vine like that. A vine is where grapes grow. And he said, "In my dream, I saw a vine in front of me, and there were 3 branches." Well, I've only drawn one. Sorry about that. But there were 3 branches. And as it budded and blossomed, it ripened into grapes. So grapes appear on the vine. There we go, there's grapes. There are 3 vines now. I got it right. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup. So all the wine has gone into the grapes. Grapes have gone into the wine. And then I put Pharaoh's cup into his hand. Oh, give it up, man. Oh, stand up. Oh dear. I should have Lego and stand up. So Pharaoh gets his cup of wine. What can it mean? What can it mean? Well, Joseph tells him what it means. He says, this is brilliant. He says, those three days, those 3 vines there, they're 3 days. And in 3 days' time, you're going to be Pharaoh's cupbearer again. Because you've put wine in his cup, you're going to be Pharaoh's cupbearer again. You're going to get your job back. Hooray! Fantastic. Good news. Brilliant. But Joseph says to him, okay, let's get rid of the dream because he understands it now. Give you your cup back and give you Joseph back. That's Joseph, the baker. They're back. He says, "Now, when it all goes well for you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. I'm a prisoner. Get me out of here. Oh, I shouldn't be here. I'm innocent. Please, will you tell the king? Promise to tell him." Well, you would, wouldn't you? If you're in prison and someone's about to get released and say, and you've done them a favour, tell him, I'm not bad, because I'm innocent. I didn't do it. It was Potiphar's wife. Tell him, please get me out of here. Well, there's another dream. Let's have another dream. The baker's dream. Here we go. Dream sequence. There we go. It's a dream. I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread. Here we go. Playmobil bread coming in on top of his head. Like that. There we go. That's bread. In top of the basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds tweet, 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 came and were eating them out of the basket on my head. Tweet, 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 eating the bread. Tweet, 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 tweet. What can it mean? What can it mean? Well, Joseph told him, "Oh no, it's not good. Those 3 baskets of food and the birds, tweet, 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 eating the food off your head. I tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get back to see Pharaoh, and he's going to execute you. He's going to chop your head off in 3 days' time. Oh no!" It's not good. Why is he still smiling after that? Anyway, that's Playmobil for you. So 3 days later, the dream sequence is finished. No, Baker, put your hat on. Right, back to prison. Right, Baker, Pharaoh, Joseph. Where's Joseph gone? Joseph, cupbearer. Beautifully changed scene. I hope you're impressed. 3 days later, it was Pharaoh's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to... What do you get a Pharaoh who's got everything? Well, he's got these 2 prisoners, the cupbearer and the baker. And the cupbearer gets his job back. Yay! He's cupbearer to the king once more. Hooray! But the baker, oh no. The king took him and chopped his head off. Oh no. What a disaster. Poor Pharaoh. Poor baker. Ugh. 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 Yuck. But amazing, do you see what happened? There were some dreams, and the cupbearer and the baker, their dreams came true. Joseph knew what the dreams meant. God gave him what the dreams meant, and he told them. God let Joseph know, because God's in charge. He knew what was going on. God's in charge. That's got to help, hasn't it? That's got. Oh, what did I press then? Oh, I don't know. It's got to help. God's in charge. It's got to help Joseph, because Joseph has helped the cupbearer. So where? Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. The cupbearer. Oh, just deleted all my notes. Oh, there we go. The cupbearer is there by Pharaoh, so the cupbearer could help. He could help Joseph. He could say, Joseph, is it this bloke Joseph down there in the prison? Joseph, he's a good guy. He's not perfect, but he didn't do what he was meant to have done. He's innocent. Will you let him go, Pharaoh? Please, Pharaoh, let my mate go. And he knows all about dreams, but the chief cupbearer, says verse 23, the chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. He forgot Joseph. Joseph was still in jail, and Joseph was sad again. But Joseph remembered again this sentence from last week. While Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him. The Lord's with you, Joseph. And again, that made Joseph happy. Now, my memory is really bad, but would I have forgotten Joseph? If Joseph had told me what my dream meant and then it came true, would I have forgotten Joseph? I don't think so. Would you have forgotten Joseph? But he was forgotten by everyone and just left to rot in jail. Forgotten by everyone except God. God remembered Joseph, as we'll see next week. Do you know what? Sometimes we can feel a bit forgotten, can't we? Here we are looked down. Perhaps you think my friends have forgotten about me. They're all at home having fun and they've forgotten about me. My teachers have forgotten about me. My family forget about me. School's forgotten about me. I'm forgotten. I'm sure you're not. But even if you are, if you ever feel totally forgotten by everyone, or if you are forgotten by everyone, you're not forgotten by God. Jesus said this once. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies, yet not one of them is forgotten by God? In other words, birds, we've got some birds. There we go, the birds. You could sell those for about 5 for a penny in Jesus' days, for 2 pennies. So they're worth nothing, but Jesus knows that God knows all about the birds. He didn't forget any of the birds. And indeed, the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Some have more numbered hairs on their head than others. But don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. So you're worth more than birds. God knows every hair on your head, and he knows every one of us. He knows you. He's got you. He'll never forget you. Father God, thank you that you know us and you love us, and you will never forget us. We're always yours. You don't forget, you don't say oops, you don't make mistakes. You always remember, for you're our Lord God. Amen. I'm going to sing a song. God never says ups. I don't know whether you know this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a guitar, I'm going to pull out this microphone. Clunk. Is this microphone working? Yeah, that's better for singing into, because otherwise I'm too loud. I'm going to pick up this guitar, and then I need to... Oh, do you know what? I've got a foot pedal that means I can change verses without singing, but it's lost. There we go. And I need to put the words up. Oh no, share screen. Let's just share screen like that and go like that. Brilliant. There we go. It goes like this. If you know it, sing it loud enough that I can hear you. God never says ups, never slips up, never makes any mistakes. No, God never says ups, 'cause he's got a perfect plan. Can he do it? Yes, he can. His promises are true. He always follows through. Sorry, I'm going to do that again because I got it wrong. His promises are true. He always follows through. Our Creator King doesn't miss a thing. That's why I'm telling you, God never says ups, never slips up, any mistakes. No, God never says up, 'cause he's got a perfect plan. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Shepherd of the sheep, He'll never fall asleep. Remember, little lamb, he's got another man. I'm telling you right now, God never says ups, never slips up, never makes any mistakes. No, God never says ups, 'cause he's got a perfect plan. Can he do it? Yes, he can. God never says up, 'cause he's got a perfect plan. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You are there. Brilliant. Hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if you didn't. And I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.